Hi, I am Aristeidis Bampakos. I live in Athens, Greece, and recently I wrote my first book ever with title Learning Angular 3rd edition. If you're new to web development and want to learn about Angular, or you just want to migrate to the Angular framework, then this book is definitely for you. It covers all the basic concepts from scaffolding a new Angular application from scratch up to building it and getting it ready for production with the use of the Angular CLI. I have to admit that writing was never my specialty. I always preferred to dig through tons of code and creating awesome user interfaces instead of writing technical documentation or blog posts. Until something unexpected happened one day that changed my mind completely. At this point, I would like to mention that I'm an active contributor in various open source projects at GitHub because I really enjoy to help people and other developers and share my knowledge. So, one day as I was helping some Angular folks to solve an issue that they have in one of those repositories, one person popped in the conversation and asked me, "Why don't you write it down so that others can benefit from the solution?" Instantly, the bad guy argued, "Nah, you're not the suitable person for such things. You know, I always had the fear of exposing myself to others. That is, how others would perceive my thoughts and expertise. This is reasonable, especially for a developer as I am that enjoys to be the background." But then the good guy responded, "Why not? After all, you will just share your knowledge. Nothing bad is going to happen." And that was the usual moment where the good guy wins the bad guy, and I finally entered the remarkable world of technical writing. From that day on, I maintain my own blog at Medium, where I mostly always write about Angular. The Angular framework is my expertise, and I think that I have gained a vast knowledge throughout my work experience. I was an early adopter of Angular, even from version 1.0, and I have invested heavily on this JavaScript framework. So when I received a message from Packt stating that they were planning a new book about Angular, and they asked me if I was interested to author it, I was excited. I knew Packt Publishing as it is very popular in the software development industry, with numerous titles about web development. When I first saw the message, I was surprised, because I never thought that I could write a book by myself. But the expertise that I have acquired with Angular made me so confident that I looked up the bad and the good guy and said to myself, "I can do it." But authoring a book is very different from reading one. So I wanted to make my own research as a potential author. I asked people from my network about Packt, and initially I was really skeptical because they told me that they did not have a good experience. I turned them down because I believe that every different person experiences a certain situation differently. Now, after 8 months of writing and collaborating with Packt, I'm sure that I was right. All people that I worked with, from the acquisition editor to the main editorial team and the marketing coordinator, all made me feel comfortable and important from the very beginning. They understood my situation as I worked as a full-time for a company, and they were always there for me to help. When I had some difficulty, they always tried to make it easy for me first. During writing a book, you can face many difficulties. One of the main challenges that I faced was to keep pace with the writing routine. That is, even if I did start writing at a constant pace, there were days that I procrastinated due to loss of motivation. To overcome these problems, I pushed myself sometimes to the limit, and I also improved my daily routine with good food and exercise. That way, I managed to get a balance that also helped me with the writing process. Now that my book has finally been published, I feel grateful for all this time and effort that my editorial team at Packt and I have devoted to present a really good result. I wish that you will enjoy reading it as much as I enjoyed writing it. Thank you.